Hello everyone, welcome to another video where I'm going to be showcasing an unfinished Snake game I made in MASM, or the Microsoft Assembly Language. I'm not going to be going into depth too much on the code, but I will just go over the code briefly and then I'll run the program. So at the top here we just have some boilerplate includes and stuff like that. Here's where I have my basically variables for the game, uh, different stuff. So I am on a Windows operating system right now, so I have to use the Win32, or I'm using the Win32 API directly to like render the window and update it and stuff like that. So I have this main entry which has a bunch of uh, boilerplate stuff, and then the Win main has some more boilerplate stuff for creating the window class and then registering the window class. And here I kind of like initialize some data for to be displayed on the window related to the game. I got some initial game data where I spawn the apple at a random position. I also spawn the snake. I believe it spawns it at 0, 0, which is going to be the top left corner. And then I just used this Win32 timer function for the game loop, for like updating the game state basically. And then I have some more boilerplate message loop. This is for the Win32 stuff, and this message loop is going to interact with the window procedure I have right here. And basically, when inside the message loop, when a message is like processed, it's going to be sent as a parameter right here to this procedure, with some additional data stored in these wparam and lparams. So I have some stuff like key down where I process if you press the up arrow, and I believe, yeah, this is checking if you pressed either the up or W, so you can use the arrow keys or WASD for control. And then right here, so this is using like go to, or jump. This is using like jumps and labels. Um, so like here, jump if equal to VK down, it would jump to this label. This code would be executed. So this is the control of the snake. The direction X and Y are gonna control the direction the snake goes. And then I have this update procedure where I kind of, so this is where I update like the game state. I believe this function's passed to the timer, so it's gonna happen uh, every single time the timer fires. So let's see. I start the paint where I just clear the screen, I draw the apple, I draw the snake. And these are all their own procedures. I kind of separated the code to make it less messy, even though it does already look pretty messy. Um, and then, I do some other stuff. Uh, yeah, inside the update. The clear all is just gonna basically color the entire window black, which is why when I show you the game or the program running, it's gonna look like the snake is just like jumping to the next position. I didn't do like smooth movement or anything like that. It's yeah. And then I have this draw cell procedure, which is just like a helper function basically, where I can just specify a color, specify an X position, and specify a Y position, and it's gonna just draw that color at that X and Y on my grid system. Then I have this draw snake. I believe this fill loop is going to loop over the X and Y. So I have this like snake Y and snake X arrays, and I believe this fill loop is gonna loop over the stuff in that and just draw it green, which is the color I made the snake. Um, and this is a loop because if you look at the last instruction here, it's gonna. So this is a compare statement where it's comparing EBX, which is a register, with this variable. So if these are not equal, um, jump if not equal is what J and E means. It's gonna jump back up to this fill label and it's gonna run the code again. So this is kind of like this how you do loops in MASM. It's a little weird, but you know it's alright. And then draw apple. It's pretty small. I just draw the apple at the apple Y and X using the draw cell procedure I showed earlier. And so this is draw apple, and then I also have spawn apple, which is gonna it's gonna render a new red cell at some random position on the grid. Now update path. Uh, this is where I calculate how the path should update on the grid in like the next update, like the snake path. And I was learning MASM at the same time as making this project, so um this procedure right here took me actually quite a while because I was running into issues with this for some reason. I had to learn like how to move stuff and and then all this down here. Uh, the code is quite messy. I will admit that, and but it works. So, uh, and then this is snake procedure. I'm guessing just checks if the cell is a snake. Haven't really looked at this code in too long, but that's what I'm guessing. Game over procedure is just gonna kill the timer, or it's gonna like stop the timer if a game over whenever this procedure is called. And this procedure is gonna get called if the my snake head, if it intersects with the snake path, and also if it hits the edge, any edge of the screen, is when this game over is gonna be called. And then the rand procedure I made is just an implementation of a XOR shift algorithm for random numbers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see it's 600 lines, so not the shortest, but anyways. I made this build.cmd just for quickly compiling my code. So if I go ahead and run this, see build success, and then I can just run the executable. So as you can see, oh, I guess I'm not the best at this game. So I ate an apple, so my path length is 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I may finish this project in the future. I'll show you why it's unfinished in a second. So if I hit my snake path or I hit a boundary, like I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna hit a boundary here. It's just gonna stop. Nothing's gonna happen. Uh, but yeah, and then I just have to close it manually. But that was just a showcase of my unfinished snake game made in MASM using the Win32 API. I'm on a Windows operating system. And if you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe, all that stuff. And thanks for watching.